You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. So, thank you very much to both of you for joining us on the phone. I was firstly hoping that the both of you could introduce yourselves and tell our listeners just a little brief introduction about yourselves before we move on to our questions.
My name is Holly Walsh. I'm a comedian and I am a technophobe. I know virtually nothing about computers.
And my name is Asdourian. I love technology. I spend my time at Microsoft looking over our Windows and devices division.
So, why do you think that Brits are getting so frustrated with their older computers?
Well, I think that some of the research we've done really points to a couple major areas, but it's mostly around how productive they can be with their PCs. When we look at the average computer age kind of in the area, it's about 3.5 years old. And I think that when we think about the amount of time cumulatively that it takes for PCs to boot up, over a year, our kind of research has shown that you lose about 26 hours in your area waiting just for the PC to boot up. And I think this was really about the message. How can we get people to love their PCs more, to have a great experience? Really interesting, over a third of people have actually said that they've shouted or even hit their PC in frustration. And so how can we help, how can we both, with Holly's help, bring that to life to show what the reality is of today, but how can we then also use new PCs to help carve that time down from wasting essentially a day per year? New PCs boot up in about 15 seconds. And so I think that's a big change that we've wanted to use this campaign to show and help people be less frustrated with their PC experience.
I suppose that's one of the biggest problems with a computer is it sort of happens slowly. As it gets older, it boots up a bit slower, and you tend not to notice to a point where it takes so long that frustration really sort of becomes apparent.
Yeah, I mean, I think a new computer, I don't know about you, but if I buy a computer, I think for ages, oh, it's a brand new computer. Even if it's about 3 or 4 years old, I'm still thinking, oh, well, we got it quite recently. It's a new computer. And then suddenly you realise you've got this dinosaur of a bit of technology on your desktop or whatever. And it actually just, you can get a pretty reasonable computer, update it. You forget how these things change so quickly that after a couple of years, you can do upgrades, you can do software updates, all these sort of things. They make a huge difference. It's really, I mean, I have to do tech support for my parents the whole time. They're always calling me, why isn't this working? Why isn't that working? And I spend my whole life trying to explain to them how to use a mouse and things, which is ridiculous. But I personally think that if we all just updated our software a bit more and upgraded our computers every 3 or 4 years, we'd be happier, less stressful people. It'd be wonderful. The world would be a better place.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I was just thinking about my own PCs, and they're probably about 3 and 4 years old, but you don't think of them as being that old until you really sort of think about it and think, well, actually, yeah, it's getting old.
Like going to the dentist, you sort of think, oh, I went quite recently, and then before you know it, all your teeth have fallen out.
Do you have any more tips on how we can prevent getting frustrated with technology?
Well, I think one of the things that we've tried to do from the Microsoft point of view is put all the information together in one easy spot. We put together this website around this, microsoft.co.uk/need-a-new-PC, all is one word. And the best part about it is you get to see Holly kind of bringing some of these scenarios to life. In some of these scenarios that we've put out 2 of the videos with her, and we've got 2 more coming. And they really both bring it to life, but on the exact same website, you can see new PCs that are available today, special offers on them, given it's Black Friday week, and it's all right there for you in one place, microsoft.co.uk/need-a-new-PC.
So we must spend a fair amount of time fixing our computers. Is that kind of a thing we do?
Well, I think that the end goal is that our computers essentially fix themselves, and I think that is what the key is with Windows Update on PCs, is making sure that we always have the latest and greatest updates, because it's not only about security, that's a huge part of it, but it's also about new features that bring new functionality. And I think this is a way to tie in both keeping people productive, secure, and giving them the tools they need to have their PCs continually fix themselves, if you will, so that they have a great experience.
Well, I was going to say that is quite an important thing, because I have to admit myself, it's a fair time ago now, when I was using Windows 98 and used to have the update option, I was always quite afraid to do it, because I thought, well, what if it updates and ruins the computer? Obviously, later versions, the updates happen and they do help the computer, and I think it's worth, perhaps reminding people, that the updates do actually help and are important.
Amen. That we want to create a better experience with every single update, and keeping your PC up to date is the best way to make sure that you're secure and your PC is running well.
Now, we're going to mention a bit about Under the Key next, I think, and how this helps to bring these frustrations to life.
This is this little web series that we made for Microsoft, which was really fun to do. And the idea is that me and my two friends kind of work inside a computer. We're like borrowers underneath the keyboard, and every time we get an instruction from the man who owns the computer, we go into an absolute meltdown. We don't know what we're doing. Everything's dusty. It's covered in crisp packets. There's biscuit crumbs everywhere, and we're just not at all qualified to do any of the simple tasks. And it's just a sort of visualization, a reminder that everything needs a bit of a spring clean once in a while, and you just need to sort of update and clear everything out. So it was so much fun to do. The set was incredible. They had these amazing set designers who made it look a bit like Red Dwarf. Do you remember that show?
Yes, yeah, I do.
So it looked a bit like the inside of the Red Dwarf spaceship, and it was so much fun. We had a really great 2 days. We just laughed loads, and I hope so much that people enjoy the videos, because if they are half as much fun to make as they are to watch them, they're really great.
So how can our listeners watch them?
Well, the audience can all watch them at microsoft.co.uk/need-a-new-PC, all is one word, and all the information is up there as well. So yeah, microsoft.co.uk/need-a-new-PC.
Well, if you're happy we've covered everything, I'd like to thank you both very much for taking the time out to speak to us here at BRFM Bridge Radio.
Thank you so much.